Alright, now this is going to be video part 3, where we left off from before. Alright, so in this video, okay, let's go after the lighting rendering. Before that, my scene is empty, right? I want to put in a studio room with an open ceiling, because that will help with the lighting and rendering and shadows and the light bounces and all that fancy stuff. And it's a separate file that you're just going to import into. So I'm going to go to File, Import, right? Oh boy, I got all this crap. It's going to be Studio Room.mb, right? I'm just going to hit import. Boom. All right, here it is. Do Alt 5 for wireframe unshaded. Okay. And like I said, I'm gonna zoom out a bit. And right now you can see through the wall. Okay. The reason why is because of what the hell's all this? Huh. I've never seen this before. Whatever. View. No, shading. Back face culling. Right, I'm gonna turn it off. So this is more something you could kind of understand, right? But it gets annoying. So that's why shading, back face culling. Right, again, just another review, right? I've mentioned it many times before, so I'm mentioning it again. This is the layer for it, right? So let's just double click on it. I'm gonna just do underscore, name it studio room underscore, save, pop up, right? And here, just to scrub this through, all right, we've got our turntable. Okay, so that's done. All right, and then from here, our outliner, studio room, has a couple of redundant naming, right? Sometimes they'll do this. I'm just gonna delete that and just name it studio room. God damn it. It does, it's labeled as 2, that's fine. I don't want to stress about that. Okay, so we're good to go on that. Now I'm gonna zoom out a bit. Alright, then let me just here gate mask. Do I want it on or off? I'll leave it on for now. Okay, then we need to pop open the not the graph editor, the hypershade right here, the cue ball. Right, so here's our hypershade. And I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna chuck it over here like this, right here. See how it turns blue, right? Now it's smashed into here. I don't need this material viewer. Get out of my way. I don't need this property editor. It's gonna just confuse you. Get that out of my way. Just blow it out. It made this extra shaders. Edit. Delete unused nodes. All right. So, first things first. What we're gonna do. Okay. What we're gonna do. You know what? Let's add a physical sun and sky. Right? So again, that's a good review on the physical sun and sky from the previous tutorial many weeks ago about the lighting rendering. So Arnold, right? Arnold is the It's its own proprietary lighting and rendering system or company or whatever you want to call it, where you know their lighting and rendering's been done on movies, large productions, well known, well respected. Um, yeah, and then they're working together in conjunction with Maya uh, to represent Maya's uh, rendering default system. Like there's also other packages like V-Ray, um, you know, stuff like that. Blender has its own rendering package, and for Maya it is Arnold. Okay, that's why it has Arnold here. Very peculiar name, Arnold. Anyhow, so we want a Arnold lights physical sky. That's what we want, right? Boom. And in here, you notice this. This peculiar thing, like what is this? This is called a node, right? This is a node where it's gonna attach things. Okay. And this here is your hybrid shade, obviously, which you grab from here, and we docked it. And you have all these other tabs. This is your materials tab. These are your clay shader balls that will populate and put things onto your stuff. Put these shader balls onto your stuff. And this is your work area, like we discussed. This is your create, all this stuff. But we won't even need these because you could just press tab, right? And you remember blah 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 blah. You type it out, and it'll make it for you after you press enter, right? Anyway, so from here, we made our Arnold physical sun and sky, which is right here. So I'm gonna maximize this for now. Excuse me. Zoom out. Right, zoom out. And this is it. This weird looking thing is your Arnold physical sun and sky. This dark globe. You don't see it, but it's actually a fake sun and sky, right? Which can be explained by just doing a damn render. So what we're gonna do is let's do a render. So something like this, I'm gonna look above like that. If you have something like this, where you're looking down, you see these lines? You see like this? You see these lines? That means you're underneath the ground. So for example, shading, backface culling, turn it off. So now you can't see it. I'm gonna turn off my grid as well. You are literally underneath it, right? Just be careful. I know students will do that, even though I see it. Just be careful. Let's select that, press F to frame it, come back down. When you see this, that means you're underneath it. So just carefully go up, right? And let's go to our first camera bookmark. But before I even do that, I want to show this here so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. So I have that staged, okay? And then I'm going to go to Arnold, open Arnold render view. So this is the magical area where you will see the render, okay? Like that. Here it is, Arnold render view, Arnold, open Arnold render view. This is what you want right here. Don't click on this. Then you're gonna go render, your file, window, all this stuff. Just look here, render, update full view. Also, hotkey is Control U. Boom. So I pause it for a second, and this is what it is. Okay. And this is the render size. This is that HD 720. This big. So it's just right, I think. Right? It's bigger than 540. And this is what it is. And here's a little shadow, because there is a physical sun that is making a shadow for you coming down this way. This is shadow. And this is the sky, the blue sky. Okay. This wall is white because the shader is white. This shader. That's your shader that came with it when I first made this wall. Right? So it's a quick overview. Okay. So that's your physical sun and sky. I'm gonna move this out of my way for now. Alright, so that was 10 minutes. I'm gonna click on this hyper shade tab just to minimize it, okay? You can always bring it back, so don't panic. Now let's pull up our bookmark. View, bookmarks, camera view 1. Boom. Now you notice, you see this? This will show over here. I'm going to do Control U, and there it is, right? It's rather ugly. I don't like it. So what I'm going to do is, let's just fix this up. Select the studio room, right click on it, go to edge, double click, right, the edge. We're going to just zoom out again, right, press W, and we'll just raise the side walls like that, just to make sure. Then I'm going to go to view, bookmarks, camera view 1. Right, so there's none of that garbage over here. And let's say we're gonna save this render. Okay, again, here's another review. Camera, store a snapshot. Boom. There it is. This is critical. Right here. Again, store a snapshot. Alright. Then I'm gonna do a render just to make sure that we don't see this. Control U. There you go. There you have it. So this is your preliminary setup. And this here is your shadow, right? Shading right here as well. Because like I said, the wall is generating a shadow. It's casting a shadow. And also the physical sun and sky is interacting with the wall, right? To cast shadows here and here on the corners and here. Now we could make this look pretty later on. So I'm just explaining everything. Now I'm going to do another snapshot. Boom. So got before, after, right? And you're going to want to uncheck that again. Because if you have this checked on, selected, and you do a render, it will look like nothing is happening. And I know for a fact students will get confused, so just uncheck it. Move this out of my way. Next. I'm going to save it. I did an incremental save. So you got your AI physical sun and sky. Next, we're gonna select the physical sun and sky. You're gonna pull up this attribute editor, right? So you got all this whole stuff going on. You know, and I can bore you to death by explaining everything, but basically, leave the intensity alone. Just leave it alone. Or you're gonna screw around with the exposure, set it to 1, and brighten up this. This here, just to show what you're looking at, is for whatever reason, you see this gradation from kind of whitish to dark blue. This here is the sky, the blue sky, but I do not know why, but it's tilted like this. It should be straight across, but it's tilted. I don't know why. It's just, and you see this gray color here, that is the ground, a gray colored ground. And I'm gonna explain all that. I'm gonna zoom out. I'm gonna do this. This should explain everything now, right? I'm gonna do Control U. is the gray ground. Okay. And there's something else I would like to share. You see this? This little Wi-Fi looking icon. This is the interactive renderer. I'm afraid right now to turn it on because sometimes it'll screw with my video tutorial recording and just corrupt the whole file. So I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to stop the video. Okay, I turned it on. Right? Wait, why isn't it? Here. If I press that, it's going to make it live. Right now, okay, it is on. Right, you see, it's in white. And you see this? It's a red square. That means it's live. So what do I mean by that? Well, I'm gonna make this smaller, right? And watch. If I move the camera, okay, see that? See the ground? I'm zooming this out so you can see everything. This is what that is. Your physical sun and sky, and I'm zooming the camera, not the camera, but the render view. See? See? So that's what the physical sun and sky is. Right? For now, I'm gonna turn it off. See? Off. It's just safer that way, for the render at least. I mean, for the video tutorial. Okay, now, alright, we'll go back to view, bookmarks, camera view 1. Good. Remember from here, so exposure, I cranked up the exposure, right? So let's test that out. Here's before, right? I'm going to do Control U. Before, after, before, after. See how much brighter it is? Press this 1:1. Before, after. See? You get all that shading and tone. Before, after. Hit this to save it. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. Save that out. So that's 18 minutes. There's one more thing for the physical sun and sky. This here is your samples. Basically, it just says your shadow quality. Just press 2. That's all you gotta know. Nothing more than 2, right? And let's see what that did for us. Bring it over back. Okay, pay attention to this and this. It should do it, and this as well. It should have a difference. It may or may not. Press Control U. Bam. Right, so it brought back the shadows, but it also brought back this garbage. What the hell? Alright, this can be fixed. Yeah, so just ignore that for now. But, you know, so when you set the samples to 2, it does something to the shadows where you see before and after. It just makes it more accurate, but it also brought in this noise. This noise should have been gone. Let me just check something right here. This icon, your render settings icon, and I have my denoiser on. Basically, this weird looking denoiser under imagers, weird looking name, is supposed to get rid of this. You know what, as a matter of fact, just to share, this imagers under on render tab, right? Ignore all this other stuff here. I'm going to turn it off, and you're going to see the difference. See? You see all this crap? All this noise? This is naturally how it looks. But this hides it. Yeah, but in order to get this view, this how much cleaner it is, right? Naturally, you'd have to crank up your camera anti-alias settings. This is your sampling. It's just fancy words for how clean you want your render to be. The more you crank up your camera AA, right? Because your camera view and your I believe the AA stands for anti-alias. Basically, all this jagged lines. You see these jagged lines? That's your anti-alias, from, if I'm not mistaken. And when you crank up this number, all this should be cleaned out, right? Because right now it's set to 3. But if you crank this number, the render times skyrocket, like, you know, double, triple, quadruple, 10 times more each time you crank this number up. So this here, diffuse and specular, again, if you crank these numbers up, it cleans up any diffuse noise, any specular, which is your shiny noise, artifacting. Okay, transmission has to do with like glass, light passing through things like water, caustics, all that fancy stuff. And again, if I turn this off, all the noise comes back, right? So this took 3 seconds. 3 seconds, pretty darn fast. Well, at least for my computer. My computer is super powerful. Yeah, so it took 3 seconds. On your computer, it might take what, 7 seconds, 8 seconds? Still relatively fast, maybe 10 seconds. Yeah, so I'm just explaining all that. And here's a quick lesson. So here's this, all this noise. I have the imagers, right? It's a separate tab, and I turn this off. Okay, AI, Arnold, image, denoiser. I think this denoiser technology is a GPU technology. Also for computer chips as well. Anyway, that's getting to technical stuff. So anyway, I turn this off, right? You have all this noise. And the only way to get rid of this noise, if I have this off, right? Because this is like a little magical cheat sheet, a little cheating trick. So how do you get rid of this? Well, under the camera anti-alias, right now set to 3. And if I set to say 7, okay, all these numbers kind of changed. Basically, the render time is going to be a whole lot more. If you note here, this took 3 seconds, right? 3 seconds. And with the denoise on, with the little cheating trick on, it looks like this, okay? I want you to be aware of that. And this is, I'm going to save it here, without the cheating trick, okay? And this took 3 seconds. Let me just set it back to normal, right? Let me grab this. I'm going to delete it for now. Okay, I'll do another render. Right, with this turned off. Alright, so why did I do that? Well, showing here all this noise. Damn it. Alright, if you press spacebar, it's gonna turn this on. You want to hold Alt if you want to pan it. Alt. Spacebar will turn it on. I think that's what happened. Anyway, this render took 4 seconds, okay? 4 seconds. I'm gonna save it. 4-second render. Right here. This was 3 seconds with the denoiser trick on. This took 4 seconds with the denoiser trick off, and my anti-alias set to 3, my camera, the main one. This is your main section where you want to crank up to clean out all the noise. These guys are secondary to help clean up all the noise. Anyway, I'm going to crank this to 7, and I'm going to show you how much longer it takes. So remember, 4 seconds, and you have all this noise, and the trick turned off, set to 7, and I'm going to pause the video. Oh, shoot, I didn't pause the video. Damn it. I hope my tutorial isn't corrupt. Shh, dang it. Alright, I'm gonna pause the video. Okay, I'm back. So as you can see, the noise, press 1 to 1, right here. The noise, a lot of it is gone. See, before, after, but there still is some noise, so I had to crank this higher. But guess how long this took? It took 20 seconds. I'm gonna save it here. So this is my camera anti-alias sampling under Arnold sampling. The very first tab was ignore the 7. This was set to 3. Right here under samples, all these numbers, right? How long it took, the size, and render with the CPU, right? Because you could also render with the GPU. Okay, camera, samples, 3. This is 7, but for this render was 3, 2 and 2 and 2. Remember, 2 and 2 and 2, right? This is how much RAM it took up. And then this, right? 20 seconds. This took 4 seconds with all this noise. 20 seconds with a lot of the noise, gone, but still there, right? So that took 5 times longer. 4 seconds versus 20 seconds, so that's 5x. Okay, just to get that. So it takes a whole lot, right? And here you can see here 7. How many samples at 7? Right here. This is how much RAM took up your virtual RAM. Anyway, so let's say one last. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. 28 minutes. So that's your first lesson, and you could turn this on. Okay, your little cheat sheet, imager, denoiser. Turn it back on. Boom. See, this thing is universal, where it will apply it to all your renders. Okay. See here? Huh, it should have, but didn't. Whatever. Anyway, here it is. And I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna turn it. Hey. Oh, okay. Alright, so you deselect it, right? You deselect the tab, this thumbnail, okay? And then you go here, off, on, off, on, okay? And you see how this part got cleaned up a lot too. Alright, so this one, off, on, okay? So that's basically what that is. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. And this is more or less everything for regarding the physical sun and sky. I think maybe next video I might go over some of this. or maybe not. You know what? One last thing. I'm gonna set this back to 3. This is turned on, right? So, okay. Hopefully my video is not corrupt. Let's set the lighting, right? The shadows. Okay. I want to manipulate the shadows. So I'm gonna put this. Make it small. Hold on Alt, right click and kind of zoom out. Holding down Alt and right click to resize it, and middle mouse to kind of pan it like this. Okay. Then I'm gonna go to my channel box. Right. I'm gonna zoom back out. Right. I'm gonna grab my sky dome. Okay. I'm gonna press E as in Edward. Right. So why did I do all of this, right? Grabbing my sky dome and all that. Zoom in. Well, right now I have my sky dome selected, number 1 thing. And then in here, if I rotate the sky dome, it rotates the sun. You know, you just can't see it. I cannot show it because it's completely dark. So I'm gonna rotate it this way. Right? Remember, select your sky dome. Sky dome. Press E. I'm gonna rotate it like that. I just rotated negative 30, okay? Alright. And then we'll go view, bookmarks, camera view 1. It looks like nothing happened. But let's do a quick render. Okay, I'm gonna do 1 to 1. I'm gonna do Control U. This shadow should move. There you go. Move that way. Now it's closer. Now it's kind of blowing out the scene because the sun is facing more and more parallel to the camera, right? Because the more that your light source runs parallel to your camera, the more it's gonna get blown out. So this is the closest I can get like this. Anything more rotation, it's gonna blow out the scene. Not the scene, but your subject matter. Your subject. I wish I can show this visually, but just can't. Anyway, this is how you get that. Where you move the shadow by you select the sky dome and you carefully rotate it on this axis. Not these, not this axis, which is your rotate Y. Okay? Right? That's how you do that. And you have to be very careful about it because you don't want to start, shining light directly on this way and just kill the render. Even see in back here, you don't see any shadows, right? The reason why you don't see any shadows is because the sunlight is facing in a way such that the walls are not casting shadows. Okay. Let me just do another quick render where I want to just smash this down. Hold on Alt and right mouse button, drag, click. Okay, and middle mouse to pan it. Right, hold on Alt and middle mouse to pan, Alt and right mouse button to zoom in and out. Right mouse button. Okay, right mouse, middle mouse to pan. Right. Anyway, so did I save a snapshot? No, I didn't. I did not save a snapshot. Let me go ahead and do that. Okay, this one I want to save. There. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Hold on, Alt, right mouse button, click. Middle mouse, pan. I'm gonna squeeze. Hold on, Alt, right mouse button, make it smaller, middle mouse, pan. I don't care if this sounds annoying, right? Because I just need to do this, because if I don't, people are gonna forget. There. Now I'm gonna zoom out, okay? And I'm gonna do this, right? And I'm gonna do something like this. Hopefully it will show something like that. Okay. And I'm gonna do a render. Control U. So this is what we're looking at. Okay. Here's a shadow. I'm gonna zoom in. That maybe something like here. Do another render. Okay. I'm gonna turn like this. Right. Do another render. God, give me a goddamn render. Alright. But it looks like the shadow's moving, but it's not. It's the camera. Right? My camera right now. But the shadow is where it's at, where it's supposed to be. Yeah. View. Bookmarks, camera view 1. Control U. Here we are. Back again. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna stop the video now. And that's it for your physical sun and sky. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Alright, bye.